to the station, and you wouldn't believe it, this woman stepped in front of me and she said, "Would you mind if I took your photo? I really like the way you're looking." She said, "I'm a stylist." And it was like about 1 minute after I'd said this little prayer. So I was like, right, that's it. I'm going to become a stylist. So
Thank you, Gabby, for joining us. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Dee. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited, very excited. So, Gabby, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you became a personal stylist, and what is a personal stylist?
Sure. Well, I come from Victoria. We've been living in Queensland about 20 years, and I was a very specialised nurse. I was working in ICU and operating theatres with crazy long hours and everything, and shift work, and on call in the middle of the night. And I was ready for a change in my career, and I just didn't really know what I wanted to do. It needed to be something that I was passionate about because I was used to a very specialized way of working. I couldn't just go to any old job. And when we're in New York, I was actually saying a little prayer on a train, and the train came into the station, and you wouldn't believe it, this woman stepped in front of me and she said, "Would you mind if I took your photo? I really like the way you're looking." She said, "I'm a stylist." And it was like about 1 minute after I'd said this little prayer. So I was like, right, that's it. I'm going to become a stylist. So after our trip, I came back and dropped part-time in my nursing and studied styling, and then built up my styling business. And I've been styling for 8 years now, and I really, really love it. And I'm still helping people, but just in a different way. I'm helping them with their confidence and, how to dress, taking the headaches out of their wardrobe, that sort of thing. So it's not quite health related anymore, but still definitely helping people. I love that side of it. So personal styling is essentially about helping someone to transform from just okay to the best version of themselves. So we provide another view of how that person could look, and just help encourage and support the person along to achieving that look. And it requires a lot of co-creation, discussion. Do you like this? Like, the things have to obviously suit their personality, their lifestyle, their budget. So there's a lot of thought that goes into all the outfits. And so that's essentially what a stylist does. And people they need a stylist for a whole lot of different reasons. Sometimes it's because they've just entered the dating scene. Sometimes it's that they want to go up the career ladder in their work. Other times sometimes women get to a certain age, over 40, and their body shape changes a little bit, and they're needing help to get their outfits that look amazing on their new body. It may be a little bit more curvy, but they can still look absolutely stunning and beautiful. So it's just a matter of finding those right pieces. And then other people need help just for their branding. They want to be really on point with their branding for their new business or their work. And then sometimes mums get me to help their teens to get them on the right track with how to dress and all that sort of thing. So there's a whole lot of different people that need or that ask for styling. And I just feel very lucky because I'm loving my work, and it's fun.
I love that. That's a huge pivot from nursing to being a stylist. But like you said, you still get to help people. Way, but maybe not as messy and chaotic as nursing. And the hours wouldn't be as crazy either.
You can go home at like 6 p.m. instead of staying till 10 p.m. But there is still a lot of walking. That bit is very similar. I'm on my feet a lot, so I have to have very comfortable shoes, but they can look a little bit groovy rather than just plain old boring, fully covered in nothing fancy nursing shoes. So
we've come a long way with, I guess, the fashion for shoes. Comfy doesn't mean ugly anymore, which is great.
Yeah, so true. Exactly. Yeah, there's so many little details that can make a shoe lovely.
So who do you style?
Well, yeah, so often it's women over 40 who are needing help with their body shape. And sometimes those ladies want to get a whole new wardrobe, which is really exciting for me because it's like painting this massive picture and it's just like doing a complete process for that person. So that's really exciting. And then there's the gents that may be needing help in their career or the dating. Yeah, so I guess we probably talked about this a little bit in the previous question. But yeah, is it, let me think who else I left out. Often young ladies now too, and young gents. So that's really cool. Like that younger age bracket in late 20s and 30s are looking to get help with a stylist as well, just to get them on the right tracks. So that's really fun. Yeah. And then occasionally someone who's about to retire, they're downsizing from a big home to a small apartment and they want help just to get exactly the right pieces, like essentially a really efficient little capsule wardrobe so that everything fits in beautifully to the smaller space and they get rid of a heap of other clothes. So that's really exciting too.
I love that. That's actually quite a broad range of people that you help, from, you know, the young ones, 20s, 30s, males, females, all the way up to the retirees, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Old to get a new style.
Yeah. There's a lot of variety, which is really fun. And I often say I just style the most fun people and so interesting. Everyone's so interesting. So yeah, I'm feel very fortunate.
So on the topic of style, what actually is style?
Oh, such a good question. And I've got a stylist friend and we nut this out and we go, what is style? And literally there's 100 different ways, 1,000 ways you can be stylish. So it really it's a huge question, and I believe it's personal to the individual. So every person, I believe, or maybe not everyone, but a lot of people have their own individual style. And so perhaps as a stylist, we can just tweak that a little and make sure things have a great fit. Bring in some new things like contrast is really groovy, or having the shoe and bag match. And make sure that the actual shape of the clothing matches their body shape. So sometimes when those things are really in alignment, the person does look more stylish just because the fit's perfect, there's contrast, the shape of the outfit really flatters their body shape. And then, you know, they might just add a couple of extra little things like a really cute bag or, I don't know, a really cute necklace or something, and it just adds to the whole outfit. But literally there's so many ways to be stylish. Like, you know, a woman can walk into a room in a gorgeous, romantic, flowy dress, just one thing only, and look amazing. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like the X Factor, isn't it? What is the X Factor? What is stylish? I guess it's just a combination of all the right elements lined up. So perhaps the outfit, if it's in beautiful condition, it's newish and the color's still really great, the shape is still perfect, the shape of the top bit matches the shape of the bottom bit. I actually think it's really nice when the top of the, when you have one thing fitted, one thing flowy. So, and it doesn't suit everyone, but where you can do that, I think that's a really nice look. So if you've got really flowy pants that have got a wide leg and lots of fabric, try and wear a little fitted top tucked in. You know, it just is a really nice balance. Not many people can get away with a baggy and baggy. It was in fashion for a little while, but there's not many people that can wear that. So, but yeah, so again, so many ways to be stylish.
Sounds like it. So with that topic, okay, looking stylish, the baggy versus the, you know, the nice firm fitting, how can we try and look our best for work? And I guess that's a bit subjective as to where we work, but I guess our client base, you know, office staff. So we're looking for, you know, those clothes that still make us feel our the best version of ourselves without obviously being over the top. We're not on the cat.
Sure. So I feel that some nice work pieces are like some flowy pants, a wide leg pant, maybe high-waisted, because it always looks smart. It looks a little bit more tailored. Doesn't have to be a wide leg. A lot of ladies like just a straight leg, but the high-waisted is a little bit more dressy. And then with a little knit top tucked in, if you're able to do that. Some ladies don't feel like they can wear the knit top because maybe they're big busted or for a certain reason, and they might prefer a blouse. But if you can do a little French tuck of the blouse and show the waistband of your pant, that's a nice look. So yeah, the right pant and the right top, like nicely tailored and nice fabric and everything, can look lovely. And just simple colors like, blacks, navies, creams, those simple colors. And having said that, if you've got some darker pants and you want to add a colored top like green or pink, you could do that as well. But so anyway, what I'm getting at is the pants and top works well. The work dress, like just a simple work dress in a really nice cut, can be lovely as well. Just one thing with some lovely detail on it. Maybe some cute buttons or a zip all the way down with pleats or something. There's some really lovely little work dresses around. And pair that with an ankle boot. So you're just wearing two things, but you look really cool. And maybe have a little close-fitted cropped jacket to go over the top, or a blazer as well. So in fact, I think if you've got that sort of worky wardrobe that you need, I think a little fitted blazer and a blazer, a proper blazer, are good additions to your wardrobe. So and then so you've got your work dress, your work pant, and your little, either your fitted top or your blouse. And then the next thing is ladies that are presenting on stage or want to look a little bit more flash, perhaps there's an important meeting or something. There's some really beautiful colored suits around where the pant and the jacket are a specific color, like maybe a soft orange or a lilac even, or something like that. So that's kind of fun now. Like the colors are coming out more and they're not super bright, so you can actually wear them without feeling like you're going to a fashion show or something. So yeah, and especially ladies on stage are loving that too, like just that one color wheel all the way up and down. It looks very strong and it's really put together, so that's nice. Yeah.
Look, I do love a good pantsuit myself. So
Yeah.
how then would be the shoes? So you touched on the boots before, ankle boots. I mean, they're fabulous. I love a good ankle boot as well myself.
Yeah. So
Warm,
comfortable, aren't they?
Gone on so cold. They are. They're so versatile too. And you can go from working in the office to throwing, a jacket over, and off you go out for drinks afterwards. It's fabulous. So shoes, though, because they are such an important part, and you touched on the hospital shoes before when you were being a nurse and, going for that comfort. We obviously don't want, the ugly shoes that make us look like we're 80 if we're still in the office, but how can we still get that, that fashionable look without having to go with a pair of joggers?
Oh, sure. So it would depend, I believe, on what you're wearing. So if you're wearing like a flared pant, say that it's a wide leg pant with lovely light fabric, or a dress that has a flare on the skirt, a pointy-toed shoe is really lovely anytime you've got a flare. So it just is a nice sort of contrast, like flare, a lot of fabric, and then a little point sticking out. It's really great. Even with a dress jean, that looks nice too. But getting off track there. So yes, I do like the pointy shoe. You could have a slingback, or you could have a court shoe, or you might have an ankle boot with a pointy toe. Or sometimes some of the brands will make a lovely lace up with a block heel and in patent leather with a pointy toe. Fantastic. All the elements I love. I love patent leather, and the lace up is so comfortable to wear. It's really easy because it has your foot really secure. You can walk a long way in it. And then the pointy toe. So that's nice. Other than that, some ladies like to wear more of a brogue, like a dress brogue, sometimes even patent leather. It's a bit more of a chunky shoe, but it can look nice under a pant. And yeah, the ankle boot goes a long way. There's some cute ankle boots in this season I've noticed that are very low on the ankle. They're more like a shoe, but they come right up high in the foot. So they're sort of a cross between a shoe and an ankle boot, but very low on the ankle, and they look very sleek. So I'm excited to have a look at those. Yeah, that's for work shoes. And then you've got your flat lace up, which is always nice. And sometimes they do come in patent leather as well. So yeah, I think I mean, some ladies wear a court shoe. I've just always found, having a narrow foot myself, that I slip in and out of a court shoe a lot. So
yeah,
I don't love that. But I know there's a shop in the city that sells a really great court shoe, and they say all the flight attendants buy this court shoe, and it's just incredibly comfortable, really good quality, and it's built up enough around the foot so that you're not slipping in and out of it. And it even has a heel. But it's not cheap, that one.
and good-looking ones never are.
No, exactly.
So you mentioned earlier about, tucking in a nice little fitted top if you were comfortable. And that obviously is fabulous for certain body shapes naturally, and probably not so much for others. Can we go through, I guess, briefly on the body shapes and how that does and should impact our clothing choices?
Yeah, of course. Well, if ladies have a bit of a tummy and they're a little bit more ample around the hips than they used to be, having anything wide, high-waisted is really fantastic for them, and wide leg pants. So that combination of high waist, wide leg pant with nice light fabric, that will be your friend. So wherever you can find that sort of pant, just go for it. A dark color is good, but it doesn't have to be dark. Sometimes you can get that really nice effect. If there's enough fabric, you can still feel fantastic and look amazing in a lighter colored pant as well. So that's the pants. And then I'm just talking about the tummy for the moment because so many of us do have that issue. It's a very common one. But also with the work dress, again, if you can find something that has a high waist and then the fabric just flows from the waist. So there are a few work dresses that do this. Some of the brands, they've cracked onto it quite a while ago. The designers are very clever, creating the styles that help us to feel beautiful and slim and protected, and that the tummy is not on show. Another good style for that is the wrap dress. Some ladies love them, some don't. I find that they need a bit of adjustment during the day, so that puts me off. But they do look really amazing and help ladies to feel great, and like the tummy is very much protected, camouflaged. So yeah, there's I feel the designers are getting really clever with their designs and creating those styles that just do skim over the tummy. So yeah, you're looking for the ones where the fabric just skims over, it glides. Nothing tight and stretchy, because you're going to be feeling on show all day if you do that. Yeah, so that's the work dress. As far as other body shapes, really short, petite ladies, they're often at risk of sort of drowning in fabric. So if there's a dress that maybe on another person might be mid-calf, on them it might be down to their ankle. And if that dress has sleeves as well, and if they're balloon sleeves, that person is just going to be absolutely weighed down in fabric. So they have to be careful about that, and just think about creating balance. These ladies have often already worked it out, and they know they like a bit of skin showing. Like they might choose a dress that has a bit of skin showing around here, perhaps a V-neck, and they might go sleeveless because they just have a sense that that works better for them. And if they can, I'd say they should choose dresses that are close to the body, so it shows off their form. And often they may have to get the hem taken up. But they probably know that anyway. And then the ladies that are a little bit more ample in size, they can often follow those principles I talked about, just a high waist with plenty of fabric, drape and flow, and also stretch in your dress is fantastic. So if you find dresses that are in jersey or a really nice soft fabric that stretches, that's brilliant because just gives that versatility and comfort, like versatility for sizing and comfort. And yeah, there's some brands that do that really nicely. So a lot of my clients love those brands. In fact, sometimes I take the client to the shop and say, I'm not sure if you're going to like this shop. The dresses may be a bit on the conservative side, but I'm just going to show you. And we go in and they absolutely love these dresses. They sometimes buy 2 or 3. So it is, yeah. Once ladies find those brands that make them feel confident and fantastic, it's a winner. Yeah, is that helpful? Is there anything else I can add there?
I think that's fabulous. So, I mean, you mentioned obviously when you take them to the shop, and that's fabulous if they can find, 2 or 3 outfits in one shop. But I know, well, speaking from my own experience, the thought of having to go to multiple different shops to buy a top here, a pair of pants here, a belt from this one, and I mean that just
tell me about it.
I just quit. I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's too much like a chore for me. I know other women out there that's their dream day is to just go shopping, and that's fabulous. But for those of us that I guess are looking for that one stop shop, or the most streamlined efficiency to get a nice wardrobe, an entire wardrobe, what does that look like with, I guess, a capsule wardrobe, and how can that be achieved?
Yeah, great question. So I believe the capsule wardrobe needs a lot of thought and planning, and people have to just be okay with the fact that it might take a while to build up. Like, unless you're working with a stylist and you do it all on one day, I think it would be really hard to do it all in the one weekend. But it is something you can achieve with a stylist quickly. But otherwise, I mean, I think you should think about what is your lifestyle, what are your clothing needs, and write down different things. And I would advise to get the work wardrobe first. So say it's your sort of role and you know that a couple of work dresses would be great, and maybe 3 pairs of work pants in the darker colors and some little knit tops and things, and maybe one blouse and maybe a blazer and a short jacket. That's your good capsule wardrobe for work. Oh, and an ankle boot and perhaps a lace up shoe or something like that, or a sling back or something for summer. But then you might say, well, I still want some nice pants to wear. I don't know if you've got children, but a lot of people like to look nice when they go to parent-teacher interviews, or things where they need to look a little bit professional, like better, more, not casual, that's for sure, but it's not work. So those in-between sort of things. And then you, of course, need some nice things for meeting girlfriend for lunch or date night, or and then you've got all your casual wardrobe, which is your weekend, walking the dog, just hanging around home, doing whatever. So, yeah, I think people should write down what categories are important to them. Like I said, I would do the work wardrobe first, and then I would say, right, now I'm going to look at pants. I might want with my work wardrobe, I've got dark pants, so I might just love a pair of linen tan pants and then a black pair of linen pants. So that's going to be part of my weekend capsule wardrobe, and then a black tank top and a cream tank top to go with that, and then a couple of dresses. So whether it's a simple linen dress that's gathered in at the waist and has a cute skirt on it, maybe in a nice color, because you can do that. Doesn't need to match with anything. Something that you're happy to go out to see your girlfriends for lunch with, or somewhere, maybe you're going to a museum or something, and then you can pop a little cute summer sandal with it. So just work out your categories and add things in, and think about how many days do you need that clothing for per week. So how many pieces would be ideal for you? And so jeans is another one. Like a lot of people in winter do wear jeans, and even in the evenings after work. So I would think maybe 3 pairs of jeans for the average person would be good. Perhaps 2 blue, 1 dark, 1 mid blue, and perhaps 1 black. Or if you love a white jean, if you're one of those lucky women who can look good in a white jean, perhaps a white jean as well. So yeah, so just figure out your categories and then how many things you should add in, and just get things over time. If you find a style of shoe that you like, I recommend to get a light color and a dark color, because with your capsule wardrobe, you're going to need both. So just consider that. And it does take a bit of cost building it in the first instance, but then once you've got it, and especially if you've got enough pieces, nothing wears out too quickly. So it could last for 2 or 3 years and you might not have to add much in, really. So what else? And foundation wear is another one that needs to be considered for any capsule wardrobe. There was something I was going to say, but anyway. How does that sound? Do you have any more questions about the capsule wardrobe?
Look, we could probably unpack capsule wardrobes a lot more, but I will wrap this up. So in parting, what are the, I guess, top 3 tips you could say to anyone that is listening out there? Yeah.
Sure. So when you're shopping for something and you see a pant that you love or a top that you love, make sure you get a whole outfit, or make sure you already have something at home that thing is going to go with. So don't just buy a single item and then not have anything to wear it with. Even though it costs more, you're going to get more wear out of that piece if you buy the matching piece that goes with it. That is a really strong piece of advice. And before you go shopping, check your wardrobe and look at where the gaps are. Like, have you got a lot of pants and hardly any dresses? And every time you get asked out for lunch or something, you go, oh, I have to wear jeans again. So just have a look at where your wardrobe gaps are and then shop intentionally rather than just browsing and this was me in the past, browsing. Oh, that shiny thing's lovely. That shiny thing's lovely. I'll get that and I'll get that. And then get home and, oh, my God, nothing to go with it and doesn't get worn because it's actually a bit too shiny, So I think intentional shopping is the way to go. And I made a couple of notes. So I'm just checking them. Also, make sure the fit is really great. If you love this piece, but the fit isn't good, I would say just don't even get it. There'll be another piece that fits really nicely. Unless you're prepared to spend money at the alterations person, if it's something that's too big and it's easily fixed by taking it up or taking it in or something, certainly do that. But first of all, check the refund policy of the store, because if you go to the alteration person and they say, I can't do anything with this, you'll want to take that item back and get your money back. So, and also when you're in the store, just ask the shop assistant to take a photo of the back of your outfit, because sometimes it looks great at the front, but the back's very stretched out and it's not looking quite right at the back. So you need to, and you can't really see through the mirror. So you need to get someone to take a photo for you on your phone, and then you can look at it and get a really good idea of what the fit's like. So that would be my suggestion. And if you hold something up, if you love this piece, it's exactly the style you wanted, the design you wanted, but you hold it up and you don't think the color is that great for your skin tone, don't get it, because later you're going to put it on and say to yourself, oh, it's not looking good on me. So you're not going to wear it probably. So just be cautious about that, fit and coloring and refund policies. Yeah.
No, that's excellent tips. Look, thank you so much for joining us today. We've absolutely appreciated it. And if people want to get in contact with you, how can they do that?
Oh, sure. Well, my phone number, shall we put the details under this?
They will be dropped under the link, but if you had a way that people could contact you.
Yeah, I've got an email and website. I'll just say my website is www Gabby, Gabby Hammett, HAMMET styling.com. So that's my website. I'm on Instagram as well. There's just an underscore in between each of my names. So Gabby Hammett Styling with underscores in between. And my mobile, feel free to give me a call or text, or we can have a chat. That's easy. If you're not sure and you want to find out a little bit more information, we can have a little chat. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you want me to say my mobile now or just put it?
No, we'll pop that. We can pop that.
Cool.
That's all good. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Thanks, Dee. It was lovely to chat with you.